You know, there is a very fine, almost invisible line between absolute adoration and total chaos. I feel like we saw that line get erased, or maybe smashed this week. Did you see the footage coming out of India?
You mean the flying plastic chairs? It was hard to miss. It looked less like a football tour and more like a scene from a disaster movie. But that's the thing about Lionel Messi, right? He isn't just an athlete anymore. He's a gravitational force. When you drop a planet-sized object into a specific ecosystem, things are going to break.
That is such a vivid way to put it. A gravitational force. Because looking at those clips, it didn't feel like malice. It didn't look like a riot, in the traditional sense where people are angry. It looked like frustration born of too much love. Is that even a thing?
Oh, absolutely. It's cute aggression, on a sociological scale. Think about the context here. You have a massive population in India, specifically in regions where football is basically a religion, and they have worshipped this man from afar for 2 decades. He is a mythical figure to them, a deity, and suddenly, the deity is flesh and blood, standing a few hundred meters away. The infrastructure just couldn't hold the weight of that emotion.
So, when the organizers lose control, and the fans realize they might not get the view or the experience they were promised, the chairs start flying. It's almost ironic, isn't it? You pay for a seat to see your hero, and then you end up throwing the seat onto the pitch where he's supposed to be playing.
Exactly. It's the paradox of modern fandom. The chair becomes a symbol of the broken contract. I gave you my devotion. I gave you my money. And you gave me chaos. But we have to look at the organizers here, too. This happens time and time again, when global superstars tour markets that aren't used to hosting that specific level of hysteria. They underestimate the sheer density of the crowd. They think they're organizing a match. The fans think they are attending a pilgrimage.
That's a crucial distinction. A match has rules. A pilgrimage has fervor. And when you mix logistical failure with spiritual fervor, you get dangerous situations. But let's dig a bit deeper into the psychology of the crowd. Why does it tip over into destruction? Why not just shout louder?
It's panic, mixed with the fear of missing out. FOMO on steroids. If you are in the back, and you sense the front is collapsing, or the view is blocked, the herd instinct kicks in. And physically, throwing objects is often a way for a crowd to manifest agency when they feel trapped. It's ugly, it's dangerous, and it ruined the moment for everyone. But it's a very human reaction to system failure.
It reminds me of the old Beatlemania footage, but with higher stakes because the sheer numbers in India are just different.
Right. And the expectations are different. With the Beatles, you just wanted to scream. With Messi, there is a desire to witness greatness before it retires. There's a ticking clock element here. Everyone knows Messi is in the twilight of his career. This might be the only time he sets foot on that soil. That adds a layer of desperation to the atmosphere.
That's a really good point. The scarcity value. If this was a yearly tour, maybe people would stay in their seats. But because it's a once-in-a-lifetime event, the stakes feel life or death. Do you think this scares other stars away? Or does it just prove how massive the market is?
It's a double-edged sword. Commercially, it proves the demand is off the charts. The passion is intoxicating for brands and sponsors. But logistically, it's a nightmare. It forces a question. Can we actually bring these global icons to the people? Or have they become too big for the physical world? Maybe they are safer as digital avatars on our screens.
That is a depressing thought. The idea that celebrity has scaled so much that physical interaction is no longer safe. It's like we've broken the simulation.
In a way, we have. When the virtual worship meets physical reality, the friction causes sparks. In this case, the sparks were chairs being chucked onto a pitch. It's a warning sign. If we want these cultural exchanges to happen, the infrastructure of the event has to match the magnitude of the star. You can't put a nuclear reactor in a cardboard box.
You can't put a nuclear reactor in a cardboard box. I think that sums up the Messi tour perfectly. It leaves us with a lingering question about the future of live sports in a hyper-connected world. Are we moving toward a future where the biggest stars are essentially untouchable, locked behind glass for their own safety and ours?
I think we might be. And that's the tragedy. The beauty of sport is that shared human moment, the player and the fan in the same air. If we lose that because we can't control our own passion, or because organizers can't build better fences, we lose the soul of the game. We're just left with the highlights on a phone screen.
And nobody throws a chair at a phone screen. Well, usually not. A chaotic week for football, but definitely a moment that tells us a lot about where we are as a culture. We'll be watching to see if the tour continues, or if the barriers go up even higher next time. Thanks for breaking it down with me.
Always a pleasure. Let's hope for safer stadiums next time.